Welcome to the All Financial Hour podcast with Steve All.
Turns out, Steve, there are two kinds of money in retirement. There's money that you have to go get and money that just kind of shows up in your account every month. Strange as it sounds, how your money arrives can have a big impact on how you spend it. Retirees with general income tend to treat it like a paycheck, spending about 80 cents on every dollar that they receive. But retirees who have to pull money from an investment account, they only spend about 50 cents of every dollar that they withdraw. Then, of course, for retirees, income feels like money that's meant to be spent. Investment accounts feel like wealth that should be preserved. So it sounds like an easy choice here at the end of the day, Steve. But when we talk about guaranteed income, we're usually talking about annuity, and that's where things start getting a little emotional.
And that's because of the negative connotation that can come off when people say the word annuity. I know sometimes when I say it, people grow horns when they hear that word annuity. And I ask people, what do you like about a pension? Well, the pension, I like the fact that every month it's going to be there. They used to mail them to us. Now it just automatically goes into your account. That's going to happen every month as long as you stay alive type of a mentality, that guaranteed money that's coming in. And that's what most people like. I said, what do you not like about a pension? Well, if myself or my wife pass away early, the company gets to keep the money. Okay? So we look at it to the other side of it. And when we look at that annuity, the annuity says we're going to pay you that. Could it be you? Yes. Could it be you and your spouse? Yes. What happens with an annuity if you prematurely pass? Most of them, period certain, or the balance of the account goes to your heirs. So that is the big difference between the two. But I like what they were talking about there, that guaranteed income. I know I can spend it. Why? Because it's going to be in my checking account again the following month. So it gives me that feeling that it's going to be here next month. I don't have to save it this month. I don't have to take a part of it, put it in the bank for a rainy day. I can spend this because it's coming in next month. People's investment accounts. Some of the times it's very, very difficult when we talk to clients to get them to actually spend the money that they're saving. They'll look at their checking account and they say, I got X number of dollars in my checking account. That's what I've got and what I can spend. That's what I can go on vacation on. That's what I can go see my kids with. And I have to remind them on a constant basis, that's your checking and savings account. The whole nest egg is what you saved. That's what's actually in your savings account. Might take a day or two longer to get it there. That's where it starts to come. So it's a completely different mindset when you've spent your entire life saving money. Now you got to spend it. But the idea is, how do I turn it into income? If I've got it in a 401k or an IRA, I can take a portion of those dollars off, set it aside, and make sure that that's the point that covers my cost of living, my living expenses. Because that's the most important thing for me when people get into retirement. Are you going to do the things you want to do? You don't have to save anymore. So, if you'd like more information on how to create income or that personally funded pension, give us a call and ask for the income plan. Let us help you figure out how you're going to recreate your paycheck in retirement.
Again, if you would like to do that today, this is so simple, guys. We leave the door open. We say it's up to you. Be proactive. Call right now, 636-230-8824. That's 636-230-8824. That website, yourmoneymattersstl.com. You know Kevin O'Leary as Mr. Wonderful on TV's Shark Tank, right, Steve?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we were kind of talking about that one a little bit. You know, I would love to just have a small piece of his watch collection. You know, it doesn't have to be any of the really expensive ones, but I enjoy watches, but not to the extent that Kevin does, but he makes a lot more money than I do, so I guess he can afford have those extra toys that we have. But watch collecting has been fairly fun for me, and it's one of the things I enjoy doing. So it goes from there. But yeah, Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful. I don't really care for him sometimes on Shark Tank. I think he gets a little bit. That's probably the best thing about Kevin. And what I don't like is because I see it myself. He's very direct. If he doesn't think something's going to work, he doesn't have a problem telling you. He's very short and to the point. And so when he starts doing things like that, That's what I probably don't like on Shark Tank, but I like that he does it. Does that make sense?
Sort of. Yeah, I'm following you. I got you. He's a man of many trades here. He's Mr. Wonderful. He collects watches. That's all beautiful. But he is also a huge advocate for financial literacy. He recently told the Steve Harvey Show that something is missing from today's education.
We teach young people everything. Geography, reading, math, and we don't teach them about investing. The average salary in America is $52,000. And if you put aside 10% of what you get paid, by the time you're 65, you'll have $1.2 million in the bank. Nobody teaches them that. So a lot of people in America end up at 65 with nothing in the bank, no investments, nothing for retirement.
Oh my gosh, well, that's terrifying. Great advice if you're just starting out, but a lot of our listeners, Steve, they've already done the saving. What kind of retirement financial literacy do they need now to make sure their money lasts as long as I need it to?
I think just knowing that question, because that's probably one of the biggest questions that we have, is, Steve, when can I retire and will I run out of money? Well, Jim and Pauline had come into the office. They were working, had good jobs, and they just weren't sure exactly where they were at. And when they first came in, it was like, we would like to retire right now. We'd like to retire right now. So I ran the numbers for that. And we start to look at it and go, ooh, you might make it, but you could have a problem in your early 80s if inflation's a little high or returns are below where we're at. So if you're willing to work a little bit longer, it would probably be a better situation for you. So I think that's the condition that's everybody's in, is, do I have enough money? Will I run out? I don't want to become a burden to my kids and things like that. So everybody looks at those things. So what do we have to analyze to get to the place where we can have you get those same questions answered? One, income and expenses. I think the biggest difference that we have when it starts coming to income and expenses is when it get to that expense side, what are my wants and what are my needs? Let's put those in two different categories, because my needs I have to have. My extra things, my wants, I might not have. So getting a good idea what my needs and wants are is very, very important. And a lot of times when we set people down to talk about that, they have expenses and they go, wow, I don't really need to be doing that. I've got the money. I'm still working. I'm cash flow positive, so everything's fine. But now when I retire, those become a lot more important. Incomes. How do we create income? There's three ways that we can help people create income. One, take a percentage out of your portfolio. A lot of people use the 4% rule. I prefer, if I'm going to build a portfolio that way, I want 4% plus a year or two in extra, just in case you retire and 2 years later the market has dropped. But I would sit here and say the 4% rule. The other way, what if we'll just build a stock portfolio with dividend-paying stocks, bonds, that's bringing that income in? And then I like, in a lot of cases, I like to use a fixed index annuity with an income rider. Why? Because then I'm putting the money aside. The insurance company is going to guarantee the payment for the rest of my life. So if I live to be 100, it's still going to pay me. I don't have to worry about that longevity problem that it comes in from there. So the next question that usually gets asked, how much can I spend? And I think those are the things that we need to look at. And we start to do that. That's when we run the comprehensive retirement plan. I'm going to run it using the ideas and the things that you want to do. And in most cases, it works out. If it doesn't, what would we need to tweak? Do we need more guaranteed income? Do we need less expenses? Those are the things that I think are important to walk into retirement having a better idea what they are. My partner used to say one thing. If we're going to be going into retirement, there's three important things. Income, income, and income. And remember that the only income that you can spend is after tax dollars. So, if you're not sure how you're going to replace that paycheck when you retire, give us a call. Ask for the comprehensive retirement plan. It'll have that income plan built into it so that you can answer those questions when can I retire? And will I run out of money? Give us a call now. Ask.
That phone number is 636-230-8824. Again, that's for that comprehensive retirement plan, 636-230-8824. Check out that website, of course, yourmoneymattersstl.com. Most people know that there are certain birthdays that matter in retirement planning. For instance, age 62 can mean early Social Security. Age 65 gets you Medicare, and age 70 is when many retirees have to start taking required minimum distributions. But there's another milestone that often flies under the radar at age 59 and a half. So why is 59 and a half such a big deal, Steve?
Well, the idea around the 59 and a half is most of your IRA accounts and your 401k accounts, they are now available at 59 and a half. You can take a distribution from them without a penalty. You still have to pay taxes unless it's a Roth, but you have the availability. It becomes available. Most companies allow a 401k rollover. What's that mean? That means I'm going to move money from my 401k account and I'm going to put it into an IRA account. Now, why would people want to do that? I look at it to the biggest reason is there are a lot more options when you start looking at an IRA versus a 401k. And reminder, it's a non-taxable event. I had one client, he had 7 401ks when he came in to sit down and talk with us. Why do you have so many 401ks? He goes, well, I changed jobs a lot, and I don't want to move them because I'm going to have to pay taxes on them. And I said, no, you don't. If it moves from a 401k and IRA and it's done properly, it's a non-taxable event. So those are the things that we look at. And when we hit required minimum distribution age, if I have those 401ks, I have to take the distribution from that 401k. I can't take it from all the other ones. But that's where I start to look at it, and I think that's where it makes sense. Cost. If a small employer, the costs are a little bit higher within the 401k. Very large employers, the cost might be a little bit more, but it gives us the options. Do you have a pension? Could you create your own with the money that you have in your 401ks and your IRAs? Roth conversions are usually a lot easier to do outside of a 401k account. So those are some of the reasons why we look at that 59 and a half. And in most companies, that 59 and a half, you can still work there, still contribute to the 401k, but you have the availability to get the liquidity and pull it out for those other options so that you have more investment options. So again, if you're close to that 59 and a half, give us a call now. Let us run that comprehensive retirement plan. Let us look at what you might be able to do with your 401k once you hit 59 and a half versus waiting till after, because we might be able to help you structure the way you're investing it now so that it's more advantageous for you once you hit 59 and a half. Give us a call. Ask for the 401k rollover information.
Thanks for listening to the All Financial Hour podcast.
Insurance products are offered through the insurance business All Insurance Group, LLC, AIG. All Financial Group, LLC is an investment advisory practice that offers products and services through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. IPW does not offer insurance products. The insurance products offered by All Insurance Group, LLC, AIG are not subject to investment advisor requirements. IPW and All Insurance Group, LLC, AIG are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal. Any references to protection, safety, or lifetime income generally refer to fixed insurance products, never securities or investments. Insurance guarantees are backed by the financial strength and claims-paying abilities of the issuing carrier. This radio show is intended for informational purposes only. It is not intended to be used as the sole basis for financial decisions, nor should it be construed as advice designed to meet the particular needs of an individual's situation. All Financial Group, LLC is not permitted to offer, and no statement made during this show shall constitute tax or legal advice. Our firm is not affiliated with or endorsed by the U.S. government or any governmental agency. The information and opinions contained herein provided by third parties have been obtained from sources believed to be reliable, but accuracy and completeness cannot be guaranteed by All Financial Group, LLC.
This radio show is intended for information purposes only.